Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Should we droop our shoulders, give up, and say nothing's happening? Or should we get together and say, let's see what we can do? Let's work together as a collective. Ladies and gentlemen, whenever we've been faced with an adversity, we have always shrugged aside the troubles and looked for solutions. And tonight, right at the top of this midweek edition of The Right Stand, I salute all those who have stepped up and selflessly come forward to help. And this includes those within the administration, within political parties, within state governments, within the center, and also the private players who are stepping up, individuals who are stepping up to help in these times. Because it's a matter of 4 or 5 days before things come under control. It's just those moments when things seem to be spiraling out of control that we need to keep our composure as a nation. And that's exactly what we will do. Keep the chin up, keep smiling, and say, this too shall pass. We shall overcome, and we will do it together. Have a look at all of the numbers, ladies and gentlemen. Here is the reason why we need to be very, very proud of what we've been able to achieve as a nation, not just in terms of vaccinations, but also in terms of our resilience and our resistance. Over 1.67 lakh people have recovered in the last 24 hours. So congratulations to all those who have recovered. Now, out of these 1.67 lakh, we would like a majority to step up, go ahead and donate plasma so that you can help many more recover and beat this virus. 1.32 crore plus people have recovered, cumulative. And if a large number of these who are there in the last 40 days who have recovered from COVID-19, please step up, go ahead and check with which hospital nearby that can you donate plasma. Go ahead and donate plasma, especially in the critical areas like Mumbai, Ahmedabad. You have Indore as a critical area, Jaipur, and of course Delhi, Gurgaon and the neighboring regions. Go ahead and donate plasma. I keep repeating this. 29 lakh plus vaccination doses have been given in the last 24 hours. That means we are averaging 3 million, nearing 3 million vaccinations per day. What an achievement. Because that has also led to more than 13 crore vaccinations in 95 days. No other country in the world has been able to do it. No other country has been able to vaccinate 130 million people in just about 3 months. We've done it. And national recovery rate, look at that number. 85% is the national recovery rate. The mortality rate also has come down to 1.17%. It is amazing. It is amazing the resilience that we are showing as a country. So let's try and understand this. 0 COVID deaths in 9 states in the last 24 hours. 6 states, 5 or 6 states are accounting to about 60% of the cases. 76% of the cases have been reported by 10 states, and that number whittles down to 61% active cases is limited to only 5 states. So it's not all doom and gloom. There are a lot of reasons why we need to keep the hopes up and to believe that we will overcome this, and very, very soon, ladies and gentlemen. And there is also more information that I'd like to share with you tonight. The surge in the COVID numbers over the last fortnight or less has given rise to some very unique instances of humanity and sympathetic and empathetic feeling. Here are just some that we have compiled today, and we promise that every day we will show you these cases. This is Bharat. This is who we are. UP, Haryana, Delhi police joining hands in the wee hours of last night to create a green corridor past Noida and Faridabad, Delhi borders for transport of oxygen tankers, beating massive traffic jams. It was a race against time as the lives of 235 patients at the Balaji hospital were at stake. 14,000 litres of oxygen was carried from Greater Noida and 5,500 litres from Faridabad to the Balaji hospital in West Delhi in these trucks. Well done to all those people. Well done to the administration, to the frontline workers, to the cops for doing this. That is the ISKCON hut in Ahmedabad, where there is a duo who own this place, who are now actually delivering food free of cost. Home cooked, nutritious, wholesome packed lunch and dinner packets to the doorsteps of those patients' families who are suffering from COVID-19. And it's free of cost. They are bearing it out of their own pockets. A friend needed the help, and when he turned positive, it started from there, and they have now started helping the entire community. If you're watching this broadcast from anywhere in and around Ahmedabad, you know this shop, you know the people, go ahead and reach out to them. Help them out. Offer for groceries, offer volunteer dropping service, pickup service, give your car for a day so that they can use it. Just help them out. The Earth Cafe in Bandra. Viewers watching in Mumbai, go ahead and help Vic because he single-handedly is bankrolling 300 meals per day, lunch and dinner. Absolutely wholesome, nutritious and safe. 50 lunches, 50 dinner packets at least is the present number. He wants to scale up further. He and his team of 15 people are working very hard from 7 a.m. in the morning to 11 p.m. in the night. And they just need volunteers to help deliver and people who can help them and say, listen, you want to stock up for groceries, you want any help, we will get you. Let's do it. Let's offer to help and pitch in wherever we can. The Bangla Sahib Gurdwara in central Delhi has put in place a free doorstep tiffin service, an extension of their daily langar, untouched by hand, 90%, majority of it, absolutely sanitized conditions in which this wholesome meal is being prepared. COVID patients, lunch, dinner packages going out to the nearby bastis and areas where people are not getting food. Just reach out to them and they will help. The Gurdwara is doing its bit. Langars organized at the request of localities hit by food shortage due to COVID-related issues. Absolutely phenomenal work that's being done. And as we speak, ladies and gentlemen, as we speak, 480 metric tons of oxygen has been supplied to all the hospitals which critically were low on oxygen supply. By this evening, 6:37 p.m., it's being done in the national capital. The whole day, everybody was talking about oxygen nahi hai, oxygen nahi. Oxygen hai. Kaam chal raha hai. The Home Ministry is now geotagging. It's working with the Health Ministry, geotagging trucks across the country to see where it is being supplied and where it is going, how's the distribution, and wherever there is a bottleneck, people will work together to open those bottlenecks to ensure oxygen supply is maintained. Delhi is getting its supply. Private players have stepped up and they said, we will do it. Administrations are working together with the private players. Industrial oxygen, they're going to stop manufacturing and they're rerouting everything towards medical oxygen till the time this entire crunch is mitigated. We can do it if we believe in ourselves. We can do it if we work together. But the larger question is, can we afford to shut everything down? Can a surge in cases every time lead to a shutdown in terms of livelihood, shutdown in terms of enterprise, shutdown in terms of business? Aren't things different compared to what they were last year in 2020? Is 2021 going down the same route? Does that actually make sense when the Prime Minister of the country comes out and says lockdown is the last option? Why is it that many people are saying first choice is lockdown?
मैं राज्यों से भी अनुरोध करूंगा कि वो लॉकडाउन को अंतिम विकल्प के रूप में ही इस्तेमाल करें।
सभी परिस्थितियों का जायजा लेने के बाद आपकी सरकार को ये लगता है की दिल्ली में कुछ दिन के लिए लॉकडाऊन लगाना जरुरी है।
रोजीरोटी महत्वाची आहेच, त्याही बद्दल मी बोलणार आहे, पण रोजीरोटीच्या बरोबरीने आधी जीव वाचवायला पाहिजे। जीव वाचलं तर सगळं काही आहे आणि जीव वाचवणं हाच आता समोरचा महत्वाचा मुद्दा आहे आणि तो वाचवण्यासाठी मी पुन्हा एकदा सगळ्यांना हात जोडून विनंती करतो आहे की आजपर्यंत जी काही निर्बंध आपण टाकलेले होते त्या निर्बंधात आता आपण अधिक वाढ करतो आहोत।
Why lockdown will not work? We will talk about that. I've just got an update, ladies and gentlemen. Pardon me if I look a little distracted. The PIB has just put out a statement from Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman. I just want to make a mention of this. Pallavi Ghosh, our senior editor, politics, just sharing this information. And it's up there on the PIB website also, that she has assured the industry of government support. Industry should wait and watch to assess the situation. With all steps taken by the government, we hope to see a positive change. That's what the Finance Minister has said. All of us need to step back, calm down a bit and work as a collective. That is perhaps the single most common message that is coming across at all points in time. Now let's get into this entire lockdown aspect and why we believe this time around lockdown is a zero-sum game. Because we can't afford to continue to play this musical chairs. Let's understand. Why shut down all segments, all businesses every time? There are a lot of people who are following protocols. There are a lot of people who are not contributing to the caseload. There are a lot of people who are understanding and who understand the new dynamics of in a post-COVID world or in a current COVID world, and they're following that. Should they all be shut down every time there is a case surge? Many follow COVID protocol, yet they are locked down. Why is a question that remains. Can the caseload rise, mean relapse into a lockdown every time? अच्छा अभी 15 दिन के लिए बंद किया, फिर खोल दोगे, फिर केस बढ़ेगा, फिर क्या, फिर बंद करते रहोगे? How long? Is freezing all economic activity justified with every surge? Is a very, very rational question to ask. The other aspect is why it's a serious sum game, because we can't afford it. The economic hit that we took last year, we're going to take 2 years to recover from it. We can't afford to get into that. Seizing down 100% of livelihoods is not a solution. We can't have the situation of people heading back and rushing back and panicking every time there is a talk of a lockdown and that comes into place. Rebuilding from zero is a nightmare, and this time we're not going to be rebuilding from zero. We're going to be rebuilding from negative every time we're going to do this. We're going to just slip down further. And of course, migrant mayhem is going to be a multi-pronged disaster and a challenge, because this workforce also impacts the businesses. You may open it up, but by the time the workforce comes, it's going to be a lag of another 15-20 days, and that's going to be critical. The other point that comes into the what was Prime Minister Narendra Modi's prescription or his argument this time around? He said the first 6 months, when we shut down the country for 2 or 3 months, because we were not ready. We didn't have things in place. We didn't know how this virus behaves. We didn't know what can happen. Now we know. So shouldn't that benefit translate into how we act and how we react? Lockdown is only a last resort is what he had said. He's also said micro-containment, micro-management is critical. Shut down a particular block, in that block a particular area and contain it there. Lock down that place. Shut down shops which are violating protocols, or bazaars and markets in particular cities which are deliberately violating protocols. Make them an example. Name and shame people who are deliberately violating COVID appropriate behavior. And then take that forward. Those micro controls have to happen. And of course, micro level groups, initiatives, programs for awareness have also got to go. Test, track and treat is the mantra. We stopped testing, we stopped tracking, we stopped. And that's why we didn't amp up the treatment and be ready. We weren't. Delhi, Mumbai, where we are seeing the reality. Vaccination, ultimately to conquer COVID, we need to get ourselves vaccinated. One of the aspects in this 13 crores vaccination, and it irks me, is that the senior citizens, the responsible ones, the educated ones, those who understand the threats, those who are most susceptible, and the mortality is the highest amidst them, are the least vaccinated in terms of percentage across our country. That's not a very healthy sign. And we need to work on that. Let's dive into the debate. Why are states and why are cities, administrations running towards the lockdown option first up? Despite having time, despite having learnings, despite understanding. Sardar R.P. Singh, BJP spokesperson with us. Sanjay Jha, political analyst with us. Sanjay Agarwal, President, PhD, Chamber of Commerce and Industry with us. Praveen Khandelwal, Secretary General, CAT is with us. Sunil Alak, Chairman, SK Advisors is with us. And Deepak Singhal, former Chief Secretary, Uttar Pradesh is with us. Good evening to all of you. Let's try and get everybody's views out there, because we cannot continue to play this lockdown. Isn't lockdown a zero-sum game, Praveen Khandelwal? And yet, you were one of the first people to say lockdown Delhi for 15 days. Praveen ji, namaste.
Namaskar. Let me tell you very clearly that we the traders are the worst sufferers of any lockdown. So certainly we don't want any kind of lockdown, but yet when we are making a demand for lockdown, then there has to be some logical reason behind it. And the logical reason is that the traders are the first contact of 138 crores people's population of India. So daily we are exposing ourselves to hundreds of people who are coming to our shops as customers. We don't know we don't know what they are carrying, and keeping into consideration the present dismal picture of the medical services. Anandji, just believe me, daily more than 50-60 calls I am receiving, many from my media friends, to arrange the bed, to arrange the oxygen, to arrange the oxygen concentrator, to arrange so many things. But unfortunately, I am totally helpless. Nothing is available at the ground. So why traders are demanding lockdown? Because we are exposed to the public, and in case any one of us is suffered with any kind of calamity, then there is not adequate medical system available where we can go and get
Praveen ji,
treatment.
but
So,
Praveen ji.
I mean, last my next point. What and last and final point, why I am asking for lockdown, that because of the lethargic attitude of the state governments, which do not have a back-to-back study of the rise of COVID cases in their respective states.
No,
We have
no,
come
no,
to-
Praveen ji,
we-
Praveen
we
ji,
are-
sorry to interrupt you. My simple point is, आप स्टेट गवर्नमेंट प्रशासन को आप दोष दे रहे हैं, लेकिन आपने खुद कहा, you yourself said that traders are the first point of contact, shops and establishments are the first point of contact. What is the protocol that you put in place when the country started opening up? Did you say, as did you as scared say that any trader who's we will do spot checks, any trader found violating COVID norms, who's part of the association, will be shut down for 15 days? 15 दिन का क्वारंटीन उन सारी दुकानों पर लग जाएगा जहां कोविड अप्रोप्रिएट बिहेवियर नहीं है। आप सर, ये कोविड फैला भी एक टाइम के बाद ना, जनवरी के बाद, अभी फरवरी मार्च में ये बाद में फैला है ना, जब सब खुला तब फैला है ना। सो समवेयर वी शुड आल्सो कम बैक एंड से, did we actually do compliance?
That is what I am not squarely blaming the government. I first want to blame myself. मेरे व्यापारियों ने भी वही लापरवाही करी जो बाकी के देश ने लापरवाही करी। लेकिन people sitting at the government, they have the first obligation टू सी कि जिस तेजी से कोरोना के केसेस बढ़ रहे हैं, क्या हमारे पास में मेडिकल फैसिलिटीज अवेलेबल है? आज एक मुख्यमंत्री ये कहता है कि हमारे पास ऑक्सीजन नहीं है, सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट हमें ऑक्सीजन दे। ये कहाँ की बात है? ये 10 दिन पहले उन्होंने क्यों नहीं असेस किया? 10 दिन पहले वो कह रहे थे कि दिल्ली में हमारे पास में ऑक्सीजन है, आप चिंता करने की जरूरत नहीं है, और आज वो हाथ खड़े कर रहे हैं। अभी जस्ट आई गॉट ए प्रेस रिलीज फ्रॉम बालाजी एक्शन हॉस्पिटल. They are saying that now they are left with oxygen for only 8 hours. So my final submission is, अगर मैंने गलती करी है तो I am ready to correct myself. लेकिन इस समय क्योंकि मेडिकल फैसिलिटीज की अवेलेबिलिटी पूरी नहीं है, एक बार 10 दिन के लिए अगर हम कर दें, और जहां तक कंटेनमेंट जोन का सवाल है, मैंने
मेरा सिंपल सा, माय सिंपल थिंग इज संजय अग्रवाल जी, एंड देन आई विल गो टू एवरीबॉडी वन ऑन वन. आई जस्ट वांट टू अंडरस्टैंड दिस. तो हमने 6 महीने लॉकडाउन किया, तो वी डिडंट लर्न. नो, व्हेन वी ओपनड अप एवरीबॉडी विल ओपन अप. सो एवरी टाइम दिस विल हैपन, एवरी टाइम केसेस विल सर्ज, एवरी टाइम वी लॉक डाउन अगेन. संजय जी, इज दैट द सॉल्यूशन? लुक एट इंडस्ट्री, हाउ मच इट्स सफरिंग.
देखिए, from the industry's point of view, I would say that it's now very well recognized that blanket lockdowns, blanket shutdowns are definitely not the solution. At the same time, micro containment zones or even slightly larger areas as needed, depending upon the caseload, depending on what is the rate of infection that one is seeing, one might need to do some local shutdowns. So I think it should not be something that should be a matter of argument. It should be something that the individual administrator at the state level or even at the district level or a city level or within the city also zonal level should be deciding as to where the things are getting out of hand. And to the extent possible, the Prime Minister has very rightly said that the containment zone should be micro in nature.
Yeah.
So therefore what it means is that we have to try and restrict that lockdown or shutdown to the minimum geographical area which is the worst affected, rather than having a broad swath of the whole region being covered, which causes an irreparable harm to the economic activity, to the factories, to the trade. And let us not forget the migrant laborers. These migrant laborers, a large part of the migrant laborers are those who are self-employed, who expect to be taken up on a daily basis or a daily wage basis, or they are having their own small businesses which they run. And in case of a general blanket shutdown, they totally lose their livelihood, and there's no possibility of compensating these people. And that's why you see such mass migrations, the threat of such mass migrations looming wherever there is a major lockdown on the horizon. So we have seen that in Delhi, we have seen that in Mumbai. So from the chamber side, we would still say the social distancing, masking, all these things are the most important norms which must be followed. At the same time, the economic activity should continue to the extent
I
possible.
understand. So then shouldn't the focus have been Sunil Alagh coming across to you, sir, and then Sanjay Jha, and then Sardar RP Singh? One by one, I'll go to everyone. Deepak Singhal ji is also have not spoken. Gentlemen, which organization said, you are not wearing a mask in office, somebody reports you, you lose that day's salary and you'll be sent back home? Which city, which district administration said, if there is a surge of more than 10 cases in a day in one particular locality, that locality will be shut down for 15 days? Puri locality seal, bus, only that locality will be shut down for 15 days. Sunil Alagh, which establishment in Mumbai said, if a mall is seen violating COVID protocols, we will quarantine that mall for 15 days. That mall will be shut down. Those should have been the rules which have been placed. यहाँ आपने पूरा state ही बंद कर दिया. क्या हो रहा है? Are the cases coming down?
No, look, my simple point is that, look, we have to stop playing the blame game. We are all responsible and we all have to, the attitude was, it won't happen to me. And now it's changing to, it will happen to me. And that is why there's this great demand for vaccine. There's a great demand for going in. There's a great demand for everything. The retailers, the person that he was saying, when a dealer comes or when a customer comes, if he's coming without a mask, don't supply him. Look, until we all act together, and I've said from the beginning, make the CEOs responsible for their own factories. There has to be micromanagement. Once the CEO becomes responsible and he says, look, I have 5 factories in, say, Maharashtra, or 4 factories in Maharashtra, and therefore I will require so many vaccines because I have so many workers. I will pay for the doctor will inoculate everyone. We have to start doing something ourselves before we blame the government. Both the government was also a little more complacent about everything, and so were we. I think just a short shutdown for 5 days or 4 days to jolt everybody into reality may be welcome, but cannot be a complete lockdown forever or for 2 weeks or for a month, because then you are hurting industries, and then to specify this industry can work and that industry cannot work. We are all interlinked. We all supply to each other. If you close one, you close all, and therefore
We've just momentarily lost Sunil Alagh. We'll try and connect with him again. He's back. Yes, Sunil, just complete, please. We just lost you there momentarily.
Yeah, I just wanted to say it's a question of us getting together, and we cannot keep blaming the government. They are at fault. We are at fault. We are all okay. That's the past. What are we going to do now? And that is the question. If we don't want the lockdown, we don't want any of this, because that's going to harm all of us. We must come out and say, anyone that we see on the road without a mask, we should point it out and tell that guy to go back or whatever. So we will start playing the role. The government must make the supplies available, and we will get to overcome all this together. But a complete lockdown is out of the question.
No, but that is what we are seeing. Sanjay Jha, and then I'll come to Deepak Singhal and Sardar RP Singh. One by one, yes. Yes, Sanjay Jha. But what did we see in Maharashtra? What are we seeing in Delhi? These are the major metros where the learning should have been there. Now to come out and say no oxygen is a different point. But the fact is Maharashtra didn't vaccinate all the senior citizens. The number is still 31%, below the national average of 32%. Nothing to be very proud about. But reality is that businesses did not become strict. Local organizations, local bodies should have been far more stricter in implementing rules, fines, etc. When the opening happened, now you've shut down a state which is the most industrious, perhaps one of the richest state, contributes the biggest financial capital, everything is shut down. This solution nahi hai na, Sanjay ji.
Anand, as we all know now by experience, and I agree with all the panelists who have spoken earlier, I think they have all made very, very relevant points. What is the cure for this coronavirus pandemic? One is your natural herd immunity, and then it is how much you buttress that by your own vaccination, the coverage of your vaccination. Now, clearly our herd immunity was not good enough. All countries are realizing you need approximately 70% of your population to get there. We haven't arrived there yet. And in terms of our vaccination, you're right, we have covered 130 million people, which is a very remarkable achievement. But given our gigantic responsibilities in terms of the population we have, we still have a long way to go. Now, the simple answer to your question, I agree, I live in Mumbai, okay? And I will tell you this, and I'm assuming that even Sunil will agree with me, that Mumbai contributes 6% to India's GDP, 6% for one city alone. Now, obviously, Mumbai slows down, you have a massive hit coming to your economy sooner rather than later. Now, I think where we have been caught this time is because it has been such an extraordinary, unprecedented, very skyrocketing surge that there is a dual challenge you have. Number one, and this is very disappointing, Anand, but I need to share it with your viewers. The fact that today, when I think everybody is so anxious and concerned, different state governments are still collecting fines from people not wearing masks. To me, that is a monumental shame. I believe this is one of the times in history when the government and the people of India have to work together instead of pointing blames at each other. Yes, I do know that the government could have done many things better. There is no denying that. I think that is already documented and discussed. But I think we as citizens need to rise to this responsibility because ultimately, if you and I don't take care, we are not just vulnerable ourselves, we make our society equally susceptible.
Sir.
And I think, Anand, this is the point. You see, what has happened today, my last line, what has happened today is because we have pushed ourselves to the brink. India is today the most infected country in the world. Our rate of infection hasn't really come down yet. We need to plateau before we decline. The governments have been limited in choice. Now you need to ramp up your vaccination. We know that is a big problem with supply constraints. On the other hand, the only way that you can minimize physical contact is through lockdowns because people have been very, very casual.
No, sir, but
And
then,
therefore, I agree with you that lockdown is not the solution.
Correct.
It only delays the inevitable.
But-
it only kind of, shall we say,
But
slows
Sanjay
down
ji,
the effects.
but
It
Sanjay ji,
doesn't work.
but Sanjay ji, I'm saying that not only not wearing mask should have been penalized. You know, organizations should have been penalized for not following COVID protocols. Shops should have been shut down temporarily. You know, an area like Bandra West or Vikhroli or Wakola, I'm just saying random names in Mumbai, where there is a sudden surge, उस area को बंद कर दो. लोगों को समझाना चाहिए. They have to feel the pinch of the cost. Now what is happening is there is only going to be frustration and anger amongst all those people who, despite following protocols, are now finding themselves shut. Restaurants which put out COVID protocols, which reduce their table area, which reduce the total number of traffic, which said you have to book in advance, which put glass panels, all of them are shut. उनकी क्या गलती है? उनकी क्या गलती? Malls, cinema halls, malls, they were all following, a lot of them were following COVID protocols, you've shut them down. Gyms were following COVID protocol, you shut them down. Spas were following COVID protocol, you shut them down. But open market, Dadar market, where was the disciplining? Where was the fine on that hawker? For that day, you will not be allowed to do your diyadi if you don't wear mask, if you don't follow proper cleanliness protocol. Neither in Dadar market did we see it, Sardar RP Singh, nor did we see it in the Azadpur Mandi or in Ghazipur. We didn't see it.
Neither in Shodhnagar, neither in Crore Bagh also.
हाँ, कहीं नहीं देखा ना. क्यों नहीं किया हमने?
Anand, you rightly said lockdown is not a solution, and lockdown can never be a solution because we have to, as you said, we have to change our basic habit, and then we have to learn this. I'm not saying habit. We have to change our basic DNA now. Japanese keep wearing masks. They stay with masks even whether there is corona or no corona. We have to learn this. And then you are saying, and let me give you an example. On Delhi roads, now people don't speed up because there is no camera there, and if they are caught, they have to pay a fine. So gradually we have to make people understand if you don't do it, you will be penalized as an individual, and let not society be penalized because of your mistake. As far as a mask goes, I'm suggesting something. Whoever is seen without a mask should be sent to a quarantine center for a month. He'll understand that, oh, I'll be quarantined for a month, or he should be put with doctors on corona duty. Then he will learn for a week that we have to be part of the corona doctors who are part of the, or a paramedical who's part of the corona team. Then he understand the pain. Then he understand the pain. And I'm telling it as a citizen, not as a BJP man, that we don't learn it till the time it gets on our head.
Absolutely.
And then when the camera is on our head, we don't speak. When we know there is no camera, we speak.
Sir, I'll tell you, it is amazing and it is bizarre. जिस परिवार के साथ मैं रहता हूं इन दिल्ली में, आप रूल्स देखिए ना कैसे बनाए दीपक सिंघल जी, थैंक यू वेरी मच फॉर योर पेशेंस. दिल्ली में रूल देखिए, जिस परिवार के साथ मैं रहता हूं, मेरी बीवी, मेरे बच्चे, उस गाड़ी के अंदर जो मेरी गाड़ी है, हम लोग 4 जन गाड़ी में हैं और कांच चढ़ा के गाड़ी चला रहे हैं, लेकिन हमने मास्क नहीं पहना तो हम पर फाइन लगेगा. बट सरोजनी नगर में जो दुकान के सामने खड़े होकर वहां भीड़ लगी है, आजादपुर मंडी के अंदर जो भीड़ लगी है, बिना मास्क के बिंदास घूम रहे हैं, उनको कोई फाइन नहीं. लॉजिक क्या हुआ सर? ये beats me because we got our priorities wrong, sir. We got our priorities and our focus wrong. How is it that remdesivir injections, which are supposed to be administered only on prescription and in hospitals, are available over the counter, and there are people who are keeping stockpiles? How was it allowed? Why was an oxygen check of how many cylinders Delhi will need if there is an escalation, if it's a rapid rise, worst case scenario? Why was that not thought about? Why was it not thought about in Maharashtra? Why is a whole state being shut out for 4 districts which were carrying 80%, 85% of the caseload? These are all practical questions to ask. What is the fault of the person in rural Maharashtra who's not facing COVID but is going to suffer lockdown right now? There is a curfew. What curfew? What is the logic? Travel interstate is being stopped. For what? Why? Because you did not want to get into micromanagement. You did not want to add on to your load and work harder. And individual responsibility of body is also, Deepak Singhal ji. इंडिविजुअल रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी ऑफ बॉडी. अगर सारे केमिस्ट को कहा होता कि अगर आपके यहां अगर 5 लोग से ज्यादा एक केमिस्ट शॉप के अंदर दिखे तो आपकी दुकान बंद 15 दिन के लिए, आपको लगता है लोग फॉलो नहीं करेंगे? ये डर तो चाहिए ना. डंडे का डर जब होता है तभी लोग फॉलो करते हैं. हमारे देश में ऐसे ही है एटीट्यूड. दीपक जी, दीपक सिंघल जी, कैन यू हियर मी?
आनंद, आपने जो उदाहरण दिया कि दुकानदार के सामने डंडे लगा के और उसको बंद कर दिया जाए. देखिए, गंगा टॉप से बहती है.
हाँ.
और कोई क्रिटिसिज्म में कोई बात क्रिटिसिज्म के लिए नहीं कह रहा हूँ, लेकिन हमको इंट्रोस्पेक्ट करना पड़ेगा. आपने कह दिया दुकानदार बंद कर दो, लेकिन सारे पंचायत इलेक्शन चलने दो, सारे इलेक्शन चलने दो, वहाँ लाख आदमी इकट्ठे होने दो.
सही कह रहे हैं.
कुंभ में
नहीं होना चाहिए था.
लाखों आदमी इकट्ठे होने दो. तो ये सारी चीजें जो जरा मेरे ख्याल से सब महापंचायत के इलेक्शन चलने दो, किसानों की महापंचायत चलने दो. तो ये सारी चीज तो ये सारी चीजों को आप टॉप टू बॉटम एनालाइज करिए. खाली बेचारे दुकानदार के ऊपर डंडा चला के कहते हैं आप लाठी बांध के बंद कर दो. और
यही मैं किसान प्रोटेस्ट की बात करूं, जब जनवरी फरवरी में कोविड सबसे डाउन था तब वहां किसानों ने सड़कें घेर रखी थी, अभी भी घेर रखी हैं. तो उनके प्रोटेस्ट जायज हैं, दूसरा काम जायज नहीं. सब कुछ नाजायज होगा ना. सब कुछ नहीं होना चाहिए था. मैं ये मानता हूं कि कुछ भी नहीं होना चाहिए था. कहीं पर भी भीड़ इकट्ठा होना नहीं देना चाहिए था. जी सर, प्लीज कंप्लीट.
मेरा कहना है सिर्फ इसी बात के लिए, बट आई वांट टू सबमिट इज रेस्पेक्टफुली वी ऑल हैव टू इंट्रोस्पेक्ट फ्रॉम टॉप पॉलिटिकल सिस्टम, ब्यूरोक्रेटिक सिस्टम, पब्लिक, ऑल स्टेक होल्डर्स हैव टू थिंक प्रॉपरली दैट व्हाट इज गॉन रॉन्ग. आज की तारीख में मन में सबसे बड़ा दर्द आनंद जी, वी आर डिबेटिंग अबाउट लॉकडाउन और नो लॉकडाउन. आपको ग्राउंड रियलिटी बता दूं मैं आपको, हम लोग तो रोज ही परेशान हो रहे हैं इतने लोगों की मदद करते करते कि देयर इज ए मेडिकल मेस एंड इमरजेंसी इन द ग्राउंड. ग्राउंड में ऑक्सीजन नहीं है, ग्राउंड में मेडिसिन नहीं है, मेडिसिन ब्लैक हो रही है, बेड नहीं है. तो अभी इस समय हम लोग इसकी बहस करें ना करें कि लॉकडाउन करें ना करें, पहले ये तो समझ लें कि कल तक जिंदा रहें ना रहें. आज की स्थिति ये पैदा हो रही है कि शाम को मेरे पास 25-30 लोगों के फोन आ चुके हैं शाम से कि साहब मेरे को एक बेड दिलवा दीजिए नोएडा में किसी जगह. आप चीफ सेक्रेटरी रहे हैं यूपी के, जिस भी मालिक से बात करते हैं कि साहब एक भी बेड अवेलेबल नहीं है. कॉरिडोर में लोग बैठे हुए हैं, कॉरिडोर में सामने ऑक्सीजन सिलेंडर घर से लेके लाए हुए हैं, वहीं डेथ हो रही है कॉरिडोर्स के अंदर. तो ये वी आर हेडिंग टुवर्ड्स ए डिजास्टर. मेडिकल डिजास्टर इज करेक्ट वर्ड टू बी यूज. तो मेरा आपसे रिक्वेस्ट है कि ये लॉकडाउन की बहस से ऊपर हमें सबसे पहले जो करंट मैकेनिज्म है, किस तरह से ऑक्सीजन है, किस तरह से दवाइयाँ दें, किस तरह से चीज़ों को मैनेज करें, किस तरह से प्रिवेंशन करें. आज एक डॉक्टर बताते हैं कि साहब अभी ये लग रहा है कि आप, और इस बार के सेकंड फेज में हो रहा है कि जिस घर में एक को हो रहा है सबको हो रहा है. हाँ. फर्स्ट फेज में ऐसा नहीं था. फर्स्ट मेरे को खुद हुआ है, मेरे को हुआ, मेरे वाइफ को हुआ, ये नहीं कि सबको हो गया. तो ये सबसे बड़े चैलेंजेस, मेडिकल चैलेंज जो हैं वो सबसे बड़ी इशू है. और सबसे बड़ी मेरे को दिल में दर्द ये है कि हमारा अब तो रिसोर्सफुल लोग जो टीवी पे आते हैं तो बात कर भी लेते हैं, जो गरीब आदमी है अगर उसको एक डी डायमर और ये फेरेंटीन कराना पड़ जाता है, उसका पसीना निकल जाता है, उसको 5 टेस्ट कराने में उसकी पूरे महीने भर की तनख्वाह खत्म हो जाती है. तो जो पैसा लोगों के पास जेब में नहीं है, जो लोगों को मैनेजमेंट करने के लिए क्षमता नहीं है, अप्रोच किसी को कर नहीं सकते हैं, तो इस मेडिकल डिजास्टर को कैसे हैंडल करें, ये सबसे बड़ा चैलेंज है. इस समय ऑक्सीजन अगर रात भर में बंद हो गई.
दीपक जी, मैं आपसे सवाल ये पूछ रहा हूँ कि आप फॉर्मर चीफ सेक्रेटरी रहे हैं उत्तर प्रदेश के. जब पहले 6 महीने हुए थे, मैं सिर्फ उत्तर प्रदेश की बात नहीं कर रहा हूं, मैं हर प्रदेश की बात कर रहा हूं, हर प्रदेश में आपको पता था कि यह संक्रमण फिर से फैलेगा। आप चलिए, अब मैं आपकी बात मान लेता हूं कि अभी सिचुएशन पे कंट्रोल करने के लिए लॉकडाउन करने की जरूरत है। 15 दिन बाद लॉकडाउन हो जाएगा, फिर 15 दिन बाद सब सिचुएशन थोड़ा काबू में आएगा, केसेस कम हो जाएंगे, अस्पताल पे प्रेशर कम हो जाएगा, फिर आप 15 दिन के लिए खोल दीजिएगा सारे पूरे स्टेट को। उसके बाद 15 दिन बाद फिर केसेस बढ़ जाएंगे, तब आप क्या करेंगे? फिर से बंद करेंगे?
देखिए, ये मिस्टर आनंद, आपकी बात से मैं सहमत हूं इस बात के लिए कि लॉकडाउन इज नो सॉल्यूशन, बट डेफिनेटली देखिए, लॉकडाउन, एक छोटे लॉकडाउन से माइंडसेट चेंज होगा। मेरा सिर्फ कहना है कि सबसे बड़ी प्रॉब्लम क्या हो गई, जनवरी फरवरी में हम लोग जो सब बीमार हुए थे, वो जनवरी के बाद फिर उसी हालात में आ गए, फिर वही हमारा माइंडसेट चेंज हो गया, अब कुछ नहीं होगा, अब इंडिया में कुछ नहीं होगा। तो ये जो माइंडसेट चेंज हो गया, उस माइंडसेट को चेंज करने के लिए एक थोड़ा सा ब्रेक लगाना पड़ेगा। एक किसी तरह का ब्रेक लगने के 4-5 दिन का ब्रेक लग जाए, हालात संभल जाएं, और उसके बाद जो आपने कहा कि फिर उसके बाद एग्जाम्पलरी पनिशमेंट्स के जो रिजीम्स हैं, अगर मॉल के अंदर 100 से ऊपर हैं तो फिर उसको कैसे बंद किया जाए, कैसे ठोका जाए, ये सब रिजीम्स के लिए कैसे ग्राउंड पे इंप्लीमेंट किया जाए, वो सब देखना पड़ेगा। दूसरा मेरा आपसे ये भी कहना है कि जो मास एक्टिविटी को, तो लास्ट चीज कह रहा हूं, जो दवाइयों का अवेलेबिलिटी है, ऑक्सीजन की अवेलेबिलिटी है, रेमडेसिविर की अवेलेबिलिटी है, ये सारी चीजों को पब्लिक डोमेन में लाकर किस तरह से बेचारे गरीब आदमी से लेकर रिसोर्सफुल आदमी को सबको तड़ातड़ मिल जाए, ये काम के लिए अगले 3 महीने की तैयारी करनी पड़ेगी।
मैं कह रहा हूं
सर,
ऑक्सीजन की स्टॉकिंग कौन कर रहा है? बेड्स को जानबूझ के कवर अप कौन कर रहा है? रेमडेसिविर की ब्लैक स्मगलिंग और ब्लैक मार्केटिंग कौन कर रहा है? हम में से हमारे देश के लोग ही कर रहे हैं ना, जिनको पता है, जो कि आपदा में फायदा ढूंढ रहे हैं, मौका परस्ती कर रहे हैं। अब ये भी तो हमारा ही एटीट्यूड है। पूरे साल एक देश बंद रहा, 6 महीने तक देश बंद रहा, लोगों की मानसिकता नहीं बदली। अभी 5 दिन बंद करने से उनकी मानसिकता बदलेगी, या फिर उनको डंडा करना पड़ेगा, या फिर उनको साफ कहना पड़ेगा, अगर आप बाज नहीं आए, इफ यू डोंट बिहेव, तो भुगतो। If you do not take take COVID protocol seriously, then deal with it. You will also suffer. Somebody near you will suffer. Somebody will suffer. If you have to learn a lesson only by suffering, then suffer. My point is, sir, that somewhere we have to tell ourselves as a country that there is a cost to pay. There is a price to pay for indiscipline. Till that happens, we will not learn, because that is how we are as a nation. We didn't learn how to wear a seatbelt till the time cameras were put there. We didn't learn to keep our speedometer at 80 and 100 as the speed limits till the time the cameras were there, till the time we saw thousands of fines being levied upon us, because we don't want to learn as a nation. And then so be it. We got more news coming through. Sir, I've just got an update coming through. Delhi High Court has ordered the central government to ensure urgent supply of oxygen to 6 max hospitals with over 1,400 COVID patients. Now, this is the SOS that is coming in from Delhi hospitals. There is a huge surge. We'll try and go across to Anusha Soni for more details, and Arun Dhanta also for more details on this. This is the latest that has come through. This is the latest that has come through, where the High Court has now said that you need to immediately ensure that there is oxygen supply that's been made. But I am this is at a time, Sardar RP Singh, where we've been given to understand that there are at least 480 metric tons of oxygen that's been made available this evening. This evening, at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 different entities from across the country have ensured that there is 480 metric tons of oxygen being sent to Delhi. But hospitals are saying that we have only a few hours of oxygen left. There is an oxygen emergency in the national capital. Anusha joining us with more details. Yes, Anusha.
So, Anand, as we pointed out certain figures, what is before the Delhi High Court is the plea by Max, Saket, Patnaganj, Vaishali, Gurgaon. These are the hospitals that have urgently moved the Delhi High Court regarding the shortage of oxygen. Now, the court, while dictating its order some time ago, had said that even yesterday, you remember, Anand, there was an order that came from the Delhi High Court. The court once again insists that all the industrial oxygen, it is being diverted for medical use, and urgently there is a need to make sure that the oxygen supply is sustained, where hundreds of COVID patients are getting their treatment right now. The Delhi High Court has also pulled up the central government for failing in catering the need of the supply. They're saying that there is not enough oxygen. The two-judge bench at the Delhi High Court heard this matter. Clearly, if you look at the various observations that have come during this hearing, there is an urgent need. There is a sense of urgency that the court understands must be catered to. Now, the central government has also assured the Delhi High Court that they are doing their best to make sure that even if there is a need to airlift oxygen, they will do it, and they are doing the best possible efforts. You also had the Delhi government represented by Rahul Mehra, who argued that we have made sure we have requested central government time and again. But even today, the Delhi High Court insisting that central government must ensure that oxygen supply at 6 max hospitals with over 1,400 COVID patients should be done as soon as possible.
Well, it is being done because the Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal also said that there has been oxygen supply which has been ensured and it is coming. There is an urgent need. The next few hours are critical. It will all happen by in about 12 to 14 hours from now, but the next 4, 5 hours, 6 hours in some hospitals is very, very critical. Let's hope that we are able to tide over this, this trouble. There is also another update in Mumbai. The armed forces have kept about 1,000 bed facility has been initiated from 0800 hours for COVID positive patients, and this is going to be absolutely free. This is what for civilians and ex-servicemen. This has also been opened. It's been manned by critical care specialists, pulmonologists, doctors of the Indian Armed Forces. We have to pitch in to help, ladies and gentlemen. I thank all our panelists. We're going to take a very, very short break. When we come back, we try and spread some cheer, some smiles. Stay with us.